Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Got two on the porch, and there's that thing popping up. I don't want that at all. Two on the porch, nobody in the house. I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but I shaved my mustache. I had some kind of something. I think it was psoriasis going under there, and that's one reason I shaved it. I'm gonna put some of this stuff. I ain't gonna do it right now. Hey, Barbara, get the. I I don't want to talk about it. I got some of them done. I can't handle them big old pans and stuff they got in there. I can't stand up and I'm afraid if I pick one up, I'm gonna lose my balance and bust my butt. And I don't want to do that. But there, it's not like as bad as it was, but it's getting done. I can come do hers. It was a mess, and it's still a mess in there. But Donovan was off last night, and he's off tonight. What's today? Uh, Monday, and he'll be off tomorrow night, but he goes back to work Wednesday night. Um, you know what? It's such a pain in the butt with that boy. Uh, I would rather not even be bothered. With to start with, he's a know-it-all, and his mom. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Can you see these? I'm not sure. I think I found about 4 or 5 peppercorn trees today. And this is just two little bunches right here. I got more than this, but I'm following directions. I got them. I took and you have to put them in boiling water for 1 minute, and then I can't do it right now because there ain't no sun out right now. But then you put them in the sun to dry, and that supposedly they'll shrink up like to make them little crinkly cuts and stuff on them. But I ain't gonna try to consume any of it till I'm absolutely sure that's what it is. But it sure looks like it. And I'm gonna let these dry in the sun tomorrow and see what that does. But I didn't realize them dang, and they say that you're better off starting a if you want to start a peppercorn tree, you're better off doing it cuttings because it takes forever for a seed to germinate. And if you recall, I didn't get any germination on them seeds. I finally just give it up and threw them out. But I'm gonna see how these dry. Right now, they're still pretty round. Um, but, but I broke off. I probably got if I get them, when I get them all sucked off the limbs, I'll probably have about a gallon of these. But I'm gonna be sure. But I didn't realize it was like a tree. I thought it was like it would be like a plant. But that's what it's looking like to me, you know. And I got look, I seen that, and I said, I got it. It's on my video to be up in the morning. I'm like, what is that? And then the more I looked at it, and the more I seen how it was hanging and everything, and I'm like, is that a peppercorn tree or something? I thought it's on a plant like a bell pepper or something, but they're not. Take James away for a few days so he can help with kissing. uh, well, that's up to his mama. I'm not gonna try to. I'll try to discipline some, but you know, just uh. Anyway, who is? Oh, hey Willow, how you doing, dear? How are you doing? Oh, and I found something out about this camera that somebody sent me. It's a good little camera, but this sucker, it's 20 megapixels, and that's pretty high, and it shoots 60 frames per second, and the camera I was using only does about 15 frames per second, something like that. Uh, so the put all that's great, except for one thing, and I didn't even think about it. Uh, it takes up a lot more space on your uh, little SD cards. You know, these things like this. I've been using these. I've got are 64 gigabytes. And today I was out doing some videos and taking some stuff, and I turned it on and pressed record and all that stuff, and it'd come on. Then I'd go on and start doing my little spill and everything. And then I got to looking at the camera and it was off. So I started recording again, and a couple of minutes later it turned off again. And what it was turning off for was the little SD card was full, 64 gigabytes. So I'm gonna have to have some 128 gigabyte cards. I didn't think about that taking up all that space, but it did. And uh, I can do time lapse with this camera. I would love to do some time lapse stuff of some of my plants and stuff. But let me check to see who's. Oh no, Willow. What a minute. What Willow say? Yes. Oh wow. Take. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a good idea. Well, hanging in there, Russell. News was not good on current state of my. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh, so sorry, Will. Hey, Angie. Is that Angie AKA? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's okay. It's me. Um, you know, we've been here about 14 months now in this house, and not one time have I ever seen a sheriff or a police officer or anything going up down this street. Not one time. But today, I was sitting out there on the deck. Let's see, let me read that. Seems that. Oh, you got. I didn't know you got rear ended like that. Well, but back to what I was talking about. I was sitting out there, and here went this deputy sheriff down the road. About 15, 20 minutes later, he come back from the direction he was heading and going back out. And then a little while later, I didn't see him come down the road, but he was stopped at a neighbor's of mine's house, Tracy, the lady that gives me a lot of plant cuttings and stuff. And he was talking to her. And then he went back down the road, and a few minutes later he come back by and stopped at Tracy's house, and he was talking to Tracy again. And then he left, going back out. 2 or 3 hours later, here he's come again, going somewhere down there at the end of the road. And then he come back. So that's 4 or 5 times I've seen him go by here. I don't know what's going on, but tomorrow, if I happen to be in earshot of Tracy, I'm gonna ask her, tell her I'm a nosy neighbor, what was going on with the police officer. Uh, it was a county. It was a deputy sheriff. What it was. It wasn't the city police. Uh, I don't think we're in the city limits. Matter of fact, 2 houses down from me towards the main highway, they're on city water and city sewage. And here, we're 2 houses from them. Here, we're on well water and septic tank. I wish we was on city. Well, no, I don't, because we'd have to pay for it then. Here, we don't have a water bill, and we don't have a sewage bill or any of that stuff. And the landlady, she takes care of she pays for the trash pickup. She's got a spot out there and everything. And I went, guys. A couple of people kind of didn't like my video I did about talking about that high school shooting and stuff. And but supposedly my video is about my life and stuff I'm doing and stuff that's on my mind and everything. And the point I was trying to get across was, when something happens like that, my mind dwells on the fact that what those 4 parents, especially those 4 parents that the kids died, uh, that I know what they're going through. I know what it's kind of like a procedure, it's like that they got killed that day, last Tuesday, ain't been a week yet. And uh, and in other words, they got up that morning and left and making plans and all that stuff. And that was the last time they'll be in that house. Last time they'll sleep in their bed, and I remember that so well, when that happened with my son. And I didn't even want to go home. And when I knew sure what happened, I was standing there talking to the highway patrolman and everything. And I called my business, and my secretary answered the phone. And I told her, and I said, "Don't tell any of them yet. Let me talk to Donna." Because I thought Donna wouldn't get in hysterics. And that was a mistake. When I told Donna the first time, I said, "Donna, we've lost Bud, we've lost Robin." And somebody had already called them and told them that Robin was in an accident. They didn't tell them how bad it was. And she went to pieces. And then I heard her hollering at my wife, and she went to pieces. And finally, when I got Donna calmed down, I said, "Don't let her go home." I said, "Take her home," and I said, "Take her home with you," because I didn't want to go to the house right then. And Dad gone. She thought I said take her home to our house. And I went over to Donna's house. Nobody's there. And what had happened, she took her home. So my wife, when I got there, she hadn't been in Bud's bedroom, and then she was crying really upset, and she went in there or started going there, and then she started crying more and come back out. And it was a long time before we could go in his room, in the bed he slept in that morning. It's just stuff like that you go through, and I know those parents are going through with that. Their babies was there Tuesday morning, and now they're not, and things is in there just like they left them, and I know what they're going through. And then the next day, I know what they might be thinking. This time yesterday morning, my baby was alive, and all that stuff. And you do that. I did. My wife did. We do that. Like, well, last week this time my baby was alive, and that goes on for months and months. And the point, and I was just trying to get across that every time something like this happens that I know about, I start thinking about that, and about what they're going through and how hard it is. Uh, but that was what I was trying to get across. I wasn't trying to be a downer or anything like that. Uh, Sometimes I say stuff and people think I shouldn't say it, but a lot of you say, well, it's your channel. But I'll be thinking about those families for a while. And now the kid that did all that shot those kids, their parents is in jail. They've been charged with involuntary manslaughter. And I didn't think at the first when I heard they was going to be arrested, I thought, well, man, why are they doing that? But now that I've heard the rest of the story, it could have been prevented. It could have been, and they weren't great parents. According to what I hear, I don't know any of that to be a fact. I'm just saying what I hear. If that's true, then they deserve to be right there in jail. And the boy, he's 15. They've charged him as an adult. And my feelings about that, he did an adult crime, so to speak, and he should get the adult punishment. I don't see him ever seeing a lot of day out of that jail anymore. And I don't know what they'll do with the parents, but they got their bond set at $500,000 apiece. And that means if they can get a bail bondsman to go their bond, they'll have to pay $50,000 each to the bail bondsman. So I don't know, but I think them parents is getting ready to flee because he draw $4,000 out of the ATM that same day. I don't know how he could do that though, but that's what it said because my I can't draw but so much money a day out of mine, and I sure can't draw $4,000. Well, I ain't got 4,000. Oh my gosh! But that's what I was trying to get across, and I'm just I just don't see how. Maybe he wasn't in his right mind. I don't know. But how do you just kill somebody? I don't know. It upsets me no end. Hey ho, and Troy, and I ate too many oranges today. I went back there and fooled around there and picked about 10 or 12 more oranges. And I think I ate about 6 today. Boy, them things is good. They are good. Of course, Rona and that jackass fine specials I had before, and the change of my. Oh, okay. Oh, I have got to see the doctor. I'm fixing to get in touch with him tomorrow, and I've got to see the doctor. I got some stuff going on with my hands. They're still, and I've decided that what's keeping me from walking pretty good is my knees are still. That's still. And then me kind of bending them a little bit when I'm standing there starts the small of my back, the bottom part of my back starts hurting. Green and orange Spanish red. I don't see why not, Troy. I'd do it in a heartbeat if that's what I had. Of course, we don't, and you don't see no antifreeze up here, or you not don't have to have it. A lot of people put it in there because it's supposed to be good for your cooling system. But I'll tell you what, I learned the hard way about skimping on the antifreeze when I lived in North Carolina. It came a hard freeze, boy, and it blowed the freeze plug, two of the freeze plugs out, which that's better than cracking the block. But you can't. I, I didn't know how to put some back in. You have to get some to start with. But back in the day, I didn't know that much about it. Oh, and it was a nice day, a real nice day today. It was very nice. And that guy that I had a video of him, he was walking out on the street out there pushing the cart and had all his belongings packed up on that shopping cart. He was walking pretty fast. And later on that day, he got hit by a car out there on the main road where I cross all the time. And it crushed the cart. I seen the cart and stuff laying there in the median in the grassy part. And I found out the other day he died from that. And there's still about 10 or 15 aluminum cans laying there in the median that he had mashed flat. And they're laying there, and other stuff was laying there, but they cleaned that up, but they left the aluminum cans laying there. And I decided I'd go over there today and get them aluminum cans just because I didn't want them to go to waste just laying there. Because you can't see them. If you're walking down the sidewalk, you can't see them, so it'd be hard for a scrapper to see them. And but I got over there and I couldn't reach them because there's a curve there and there, and I couldn't reach them. So I may get Jaden to help me tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's a school day, and tomorrow's what? What's today? Monday. It's Monday. Of course it is. This is no, this is Blue Monday. It's Blue Monday. I got a zit right on the end of my nose. And my daughter's trying to be doing something with it. She can't get nothing done with it. So I wish I had some of that stuff you wrap on your face and it pulls all the blackheads or anything that's there, it pulls them out. But I ain't got none. I used to have some of that. Oh. And I'm moving some plants inside. I'm moving the snake plants, aka mother-in-law tongues. One's going in my bathroom and one's going in my daughter's bathroom. And I got some other stuff that we're gonna bring in the house. And not because of the winter coming on, but because it's kind of nice to have plants in the house. It's good for the air in your house. And Lisa told me that the pothos and the snake plant is excellent air purifiers. You know, they breathe in that carbon dioxide and they breathe out oxygen. And I'm planning on putting some in my bedroom too. And I'm putting a bunch of plants over winter in the laundry room. Got some nice shelves in there and set them on. And there's a lot of indirect sunlight comes in that window. So, but the mother-in-law tongue, it doesn't. It's a low light plant. It doesn't have to have a lot of light. But I'm working on it. I guess y'all can hear Jay and my door's shut. He's on that. He gets on that game with somebody else that's not here. They're somewhere else. And boy, he's hollering all the time. All the time. I'm gonna fix my eggplant. Now Jennifer don't cook a meal tomorrow. I'm getting that eggplant out and I'm slicing that thing up and dipping it in the batter. And the batter, I was reading directions on it. You take a half a cup of the batter and put in the bowl and a half a cup of water and mix it up. Then you take the other half and put in another container dry, and you dip the eggplant or squash, whatever you're doing, you dip that in the batter and then dip it over in the dry stuff on both sides, and then you fry it. I'm thinking about, my daughter's got an air fryer. I'm not sure about how to use it, but I may use that. And something else I found out about air fryer. You can take, if you want to dehydrate some kind of fruits or something, you put them in that air fryer, set it on 120 degrees, and turn it on, set it for 2 hours. And it dehydrates whatever it is you're in there using. I wonder if I could do my banana peels like that. Because it takes me forever to get my banana peel. I'm going to throw them banana peels in that thing tomorrow and see how it does. Because I need to make that fertilizer for my pepper plants. You know, that's ground up real fine banana plants. After they get dry, you grind them up. And also the eggshells is calcium and potassium. And you can add some other stuff to it if you want to. But I hadn't thought about that. I'll have to do that. Um, all right. What else was I? Let's see. I guess I need to read Washington State, but I am around barefooted and just t-shirts. I even go outside. It's colder in Washington State. Oh, I guess it is. Um, I can't run around barefooted. Um, Trying to catch up on the comments here, folks. Uh, Weatherman says we might get snow tomorrow, Hoof-Hearted says, in Indiana. Man, I look at some of these videos of these big snows that comes up north, and why do they even get out and try to drive in that stuff? Maybe it's just that you ain't got no choice but do it, but if it got real bad outside when I was living up north, I didn't. Oh, Lisa says that's good. Well, I'll try to be here on Wednesday. Appreciate it so much, Lisa. And look, check out that video in the morning. You see that peppercorn tree I'm talking about. Well, there were several of them. I'm kind of excited about if that's what this is, but I gotta make dang sure that's what it is. But it sure looks like it. It sure looks like them. And them little corns, them things are hard. They're a little bit softer now since I dropped them in the boiling water. You take the whole limb and dip it in that boiling water for a minute, and then take it out. I've done that with those, so I'm gonna see how that does. But appreciate you being here, Lisa. See you, Willow. Appreciate you being here, dear. Um, have I missed anybody here? Let's see how many have I. I've got 12 in the house. I got 4 thumbs up. Oh, trying to remember what my video was about this morning. I can't. What was my video about? Hold on a minute. Let me look. Oh, okay. It was in my condolences thing. Yeah, okay. I thought that was yesterday. No, it was this morning. It was this morning. Well, guys, I certainly appreciate all of you, and I'll just go ahead and cut this short. I got to go in there and cut me something to eat. Jennifer might be cooking something. But yeah, I'll see you Wednesday. I can't play my music till I'm on YouTube's live stream. Looks like they'd give you more stuff there. Maybe they do. Maybe I just don't know how to do it yet. But anyhow, I appreciate all of you being here. Don't know how many of you was here. It says 10 right now. But boy, if it snows in Indiana, I wish I could be there just for a few minutes. No, sir, I don't want to be. Uh, don't want to do that. Where's your hubby at, Barbara? Sitting in his chair, going to bed. And Troy's lived in South Carolina since '94. I never did like. I know why I don't like South Carolina, because that's where I did basic training at in 1958. Fort Jackson. Cotton picking hot. My basic training was in the month of April and May. Yeah, April and May. And I ain't never forgot them dadgone pine trees and that sand. Lord have mercy. And I got to march they had a parade in no, it wasn't bad. Columbia, South Carolina. And our outfit had to march in a Labor Day parade they had there. I thought I was hot stuff. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. And I might have some news Wednesday. I don't know. I got to make sure there's some truth to that before I tell him. I've had people tell me something before like that, and it never happened. But I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you Wednesday. Now, how do I turn it? Oh, right there. All right. Love you. You know I do, because I tell you I do, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. There we go.